don't forget the money, man.
Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Saturday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great, even though right now, as everybody can see, the world is going mad. If you could please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button so you get all these videos when they're new. You could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word. That would be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of all of my videos. So today, once again, part 2, DBC Ash.
What up, brother?
Coming. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Great. Blessed. How are you, man?
Another day in paradise for me, bro. You know, I'm just doing my best, being good and being good at it. You know what I mean?
Same here.
Okay, so I just want to say, man, I appreciate you coming on for the first part, and I know that was, that's a lot to talk about, and I appreciate you opening up about that and being vulnerable about that. Now, I want to kind of jump to another direction. So, obviously, as you said, you had a heroin addiction. Now, this heroin addiction, just like anybody's addiction, led them to breaking the law in order to feed that habit, because it doesn't matter how much money you have, the more money you have, the more drugs you do. It's kind of impossible, unless you're rich, to sustain and be a functioning addict. So why don't you just kind of break down what happened, what kind of crimes your addiction led you to committing, and if you did time, where you did any of that time.
All right, for sure. I wasn't ever a hardcore criminal, but my first arrest was for trying to steal a tip jar that didn't even have $10 in it. So that was a petty theft. That was 9 days in jail in Henderson Detention Center in Henderson, Nevada.
Now let me ask you, how did you feel, like, when you kind of like sobered up and kind of came to? How did you feel about doing something like stealing a tip jar? Like, because obviously it's not about the tip jar. It's just that you're putting your freedom on the line for such a small amount of money, and it's like, it's crazy when you kind of come out of the fog and you see, like, what the hell, like, what am I doing, right? So, it's crazy how crime evolves if you don't get it and you don't catch it in time.
Yes, sir. All right. So I was homeless at the time. The second time, I think, the cops stopped me. I think it was probably for like a paraphernalia or something like that. That ended up being like 30 days in jail. Good time, 20 days. Third, fourth time, again, more paraphernalia, trespassing, a camping charge. That was my last recent charge. But like I said, I wasn't ever a hardcore criminal. Um, it was just all paraphernalia charges. Um, I don't I don't have any burglary charges or nothing like that. I don't believe. Like I said, I did catch a gross misdemeanor for stealing a gun from my grandfather, a rifle, and I traded that for not even a gram of heroin. So it was what do you call it? A He got the gun passed down from his grandfather, and it
An
had
heirloom.
an heirloom, and it had an engraving in it and all that, and it was a a long short uh 22 rifle or whatever, the little tiny one.
Yeah,
So
22.
yeah, so almost caught a felony for that. I had a public defender. I got 12 months, dropped down to 8 months, and for that, all of my charges are in Henderson, Nevada, but they only house misdemeanors and ICE. So if it's anything above a misdemeanor, you go to Clark County Detention Center, which is CCDC, Las Vegas jail. And So I did 8
Wasn't
months in there.
wasn't there a 60 days in episode a season in that place?
Yeah, they have Las Vegas Jail, or the show Jail. Um, I'm sure they have a 60 days in Las Vegas. Or when I was there, they had the camera and they were recording. You know, anybody acting crazy or acting a fool, they got put in the chair, the restraining chair.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, jail fucking sucks, dude. You're in
It
the
does.
holding. You're in the holding cell that's not even 12 feet by 12 feet with like 40 other dudes all sitting there waiting to get processed. The processing in Las Vegas is very slow. Henderson usually takes about a day. For Las Vegas, it takes like 3 days. So 3 days you're in that freaking holding cell before you even fucking get a bed. So don't get in trouble in Las Vegas. You come on vacation, leave on probation. Anyways, so yeah, bro, that was 8 months in jail. Um,
So
be-
how was that time for you? Like
before that, before that happened, I was in Henderson for 2 months, and then I got probation. Of course, being an addict, I didn't do any of the probation, so it went into warrant. I was living with a friend at the time, and I'd gone to the library to check out a book because I was reading, and James Patterson, shout out. Anyways,
shout out James Patterson.
so as I was coming home, I saw my PO. I only saw him once, right? And the next week, not even a day later after the active warrant, I was coming home, pulling up, and he was parked on the side of the street. And so I pulled him the driveway as fast as I could, ran in my friend's house. I had a lower tab on me, I think. I popped that real quick, threw away all my paraphernalia, and he was there putting me in handcuffs not even 2 seconds later. So that ended up being the time. So I did, after having not even like I think barely 2 months, I ended up having to do like the rest of the 8 months. It was like I think 2 or 4 months in jail, uh, 2 weeks working in the kitchen, 2 months working in the commissary because the commissary's in the jail.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have like the commissary workers that the food comes from. I forget what the company was called. And then you have the inmates that stand in the little production line filling up all the bins with the commissary order. And it was 2 weeks kitchen, 2 months in the commissary, which was cool, Monday through Friday, and then lockdowns on the weekend. And then I ended up doing level 3, so level 1, level 2, and then level 3 outside work crew, which they housed us at another jail, which was CCDC Overflow out by Nellis Air Force Base. But so they housed us there, and then we went outside of the jail with Parks and Recreation on the weekend to clean up parks. And then me and 3 other guys worked with an officer, Officer Scott, I believe his name was, and we covered up graffiti along the railroad tracks and the highways. Any graffiti on the walls, we cover them up with paint. You go up, put up a little square over the graffiti, cover it up, boom, done. So that was really cool. You get to leave jail every day, and yeah, it sucks because you know you're going back, but you're outside. The
Now
dude,
is there
go ahead.
lots of guys like trying is there lots of guys that are going out into the community trying to smuggle drugs in? Because I know in Canada, if you go out into the street, people are trying to have stuff dropped off there. There's like
Right.
it's fairly lax if you're at that level of security where they'll let you out in the street. But I assume working on a work gang, it's a little different than that. And
All right.
also, did you see any violence there? Was there any fights there? Was it like prison, or was it because everybody was working, it was just kind of chill?
See, it was kind of weird because they had us workers, which was like maybe 12 guys, and then the rest of the pod was regular inmates. There weren't no fights in there. Um, in the regular jails, I saw a couple fights. I didn't get into any. Um, one of the guys I work with, he said he was bringing something back, and I'm like, well, what's up? Fucking let me get something, you know? And he's like, nah, I can't because blah blah blah. So I don't think he really was. I think he was just saying it just to say it. They never
Happens a lot in prison, you know.
they never drug tested us. They did let us know. They strip search us every day when we get back. Even in the jail, any work or whatever, you get strip searched fucking every day. But No, I heard about it
So
from the one. I heard about it from the one guy, but I didn't see it. One time we clean up the jail every Thursdays. It was landscaping and graffiti. Every Monday and Thursday we clean up the jail with the landscaping, and of course they have cameras in the jail, right? I tried picking up like cigarette butts and whatever because we'd find matches, a lighter, and that's the only thing we did. We'd sneak tobacco, but we didn't bring nothing back because you got searched. And um yeah, never got drug tested or nothing like that. So the only thing, but I almost got caught for that. They called the officer and they're like, "Hey, go check your
guys,
boy." Blah blah
we
blah
just
blah.
had a little glitch. We're back though, so why don't you get back into what you were talking about, your time on the chain gang and stuff.
All right. So we was doing landscaping in front of the jail. I was trying to pick up cigarette butts and put them in my sock or whatever. And they called the officer and they're like, "Hey, check Ash for see what he just picked up." He come up to me, he said, "Whatever you picked up, throw it away, because they want me to fire you. They wanted to fire me, and any little thing you get fired." And thank God he was a cool officer and didn't. And he knew what time it was, and so I threw him away and never again tried picking up cigarette butts. I was like, fuck that, because
So
I appreciated the
yeah,
job and doing it. And if I ever go back to jail, I can do it again more than likely because I never got in trouble.
yeah, so I did time in a jail called Mimico, the first real adult like correctional center I did time, and it was like a dorm setting. It's been torn down now, but it was a dorm setting. And there was one range in the place where guys went out into the street and worked on grounds crews and stuff. They'd like cut ditches and do stuff like
Yeah,
that. And they were constantly smuggling stuff back because at this place the guards didn't care. I came there during like just before the strike, and they put me on that range. So literally, I'd be able to like call my boy and be like, "Yo, can you meet this dude? Drop him some pip or drop him a couple bales of tobacco." They could bring it in. Visits were touch visits. They didn't even have the time to do strip searches after touch visits. And when it was the strike, they did zero strip searches because it was all white shirts, so they didn't even care. They just left the place open. There was no
like
jail food. It was takeout food and stuff. Literally the best time I ever did in my life.
hell yeah. But like, with the packages you bring in, would they be big packs or like little?
No, they press them, so an ounce of weed is probably like it's about that big, and guys will boof it right up the butt,
Damn,
right? And I've
damn.
seen guys. I saw this one kid in Central East Correctional Center. Shout out to Lindsay Jail. Free up the guys. I
Yup.
saw this kid in that place hoop 13 Kinder eggs. 13 Kinder eggs.
Eggs.
That is a shit ton of Kinder eggs. That is the orange Kinder eggs are the
Yeah,
things in the
yeah,
like
yeah.
13 of those. And the guy, I'm telling you, probably wasn't 5'6", 130 pounds. They said when he took it out, he was bleeding.
I
And the
bet.
problem was he brought it in for somebody else, and he's such a fiend that he couldn't help himself. He cracked into it, started smoking crack in the cell, got the cell raided, got the whole package taken, created a whole bunch of beef in the jail just because he couldn't help himself in addiction. That's how it is. And you
Yeah,
take chances and you bring in drugs for people. But let's get back to your story.
yeah. So yeah, it was landscaping, graffiti, level 3 outside work crew, and that was awesome. Um, so like I said, I was doing the GED. Um, the test was the next day, and then they put me up for house arrest, and then I did house arrest like my last month and a half, and that's that.
You
That
need
wasn't.
hey, bro, I'm telling you, think about going and getting it, man.
Yeah, yeah. I need to. I need to. That wasn't the last time in jail though. That was 2015, and then I had more trespassing paraphernalia like 2016, 17. Um, and yeah, and then I was homeless, off and on for about 3 years. Um, I met my girlfriend Kayla in 2016. Uh, the end of August through my little brother. My little brother met her, and then I guess I don't know. She liked me more. Like she was closer to my age. She was a year and a half older than me. So yeah, we ended up getting together. She was an alcoholic and she didn't do heroin and she kept bugging me to do it, to let her smoke. And for the longest time, I didn't let her. And then, after someone bugging you so much, let me smoke, let me smoke, let me smoke. Fine, go ahead, do it. You're a grown woman. You want to smoke? Go ahead, smoke. But I'm telling you, it ain't going to be good. And, she told me, I'm not going to live past another year. And I'm like, don't fucking say that. And not even like a week before our 1 year anniversary, she passed away.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. Rest in peace, Kayla. I love you.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
That was the end of August, 2017. My aunt passed away 2 months before that. Kayla was in the hospital for her alcohol problems. Her pancreas or something was all fucked up. She tried to quit drinking. She quit drinking. I don't know if it was a week or a month. I don't think it was a month because I don't see us being off something that long. And yeah, and she passed away. So somebody before I got with Kayla, I was staying in this tunnel. Did you watch my video, my old homes, or no?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I watched your LA forensics video,
Yeah.
and me and my girl actually watched it together. And man, that's a crazy story, man.
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna watch your videos. I'm just super busy.
I know.
Super
It's
duper.
all good. Take your time. Anyways, I went by my old house, my first childhood house. My old neighbor still lives there. Um, and then we had our first house, our second house, and then our first apartment, and then our second apartment. So yeah, I went to my old homes, and then I went down to the tunnel where I was homeless because that was my home. I was there for about 4 or 6 months with no problems, because I don't tell people where I stay. And I had my little tent there, had my backpack, suitcase full of clothes, whatever. Had no problems. Um, it's in the wash. There's a bike trail right next to it, so people do walk their dogs. And there's been people that walk down there, and they knew I was there, but it was okay, or at least that's how I felt, right? And then I brought Kayla down there. One of my friends ends up coming down there, fucking bugging me and shit because he knew I stayed there. But even if you know I stay there, I ask you to not come there unless I invite you. If you're not invited, don't come. Um, and me and Kayla were there for about 4 or 5 months, and then somebody set all our stuff on fire. I didn't personally care because it wasn't my stuff; it was Kayla's stuff. She she had a tote with her ultrasound pictures. She had two kids, not with her, but she had two. She's a mother to two kids. She had her ultrasound pictures of her babies. She had her grandmother's teddy bears and stuff like that, and like her clothes. This girl would love to go to the donation bins and fucking carry this for me, carry that for me, carry this. We're homeless. You don't need these clothes and shit. So, she'd jump inside the homeless or the donation bin, fucking throw bags out, fucking go through them, and we find money every now and again, right? But and then of course I'd be the one carrying the shit. Anyways, yeah, they set her stuff on fire, bro. And I went down there. I videoed it. Um, my dumbass
How do,
friend fucking. Go ahead.
how do people treat you when you're homeless? Like honestly, like if people walk by, do they like say stuff to you that's mean? Are people tend to be nice to you?
Yeah, because I stayed in the area I grew up in. I'm always respectful and polite to people. If they do know me as homeless, they know like he's not like a bad homeless person.
Yeah, you're not running around crazy and leaving garbage and yeah.
Nope. Always respectful, always pick up after myself, always keeping to myself. And I'm not out there like bugging you for money. I used to just hold a sign that said homeless, please help. That's it. And people wanted to help me, they would. If not, they didn't.
You make money doing that?
Yes, sir. Not much. My addiction
Like in a day, how much would you make?
My addiction was just to stay well, anywhere from like 10 to $50 a day. That's it. But a normal day is only a dime or a dub, split between me and my girl. So
Okay.
my addiction wasn't a lot, you know. We weren't trying to make $300 to get 3 grams every day. It was
So
just to get the
how much is a dub? 2 points?
yeah, point two for 20.
Okay.
So yeah, um,
25 a point here.
25 a point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
20
if that
if you know somebody and you're in a good position.
right. So yeah, there'd be days where we'd split a dime and like barely be well, but her being a girl, she can walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, I need money for the bus or I'm hungry." Boom, $20 bill all the fucking time. Me, it'd take 2 hours and 100 people just to get $5. So that's why I
Yeah.
don't like. That's why I don't like asking people. I'd rather prefer just like holding a sign, you know. Um, but I just for the trespassing, that's what the trespassings would be, right? And me, I sit down by the grocery store or whatever, like off to the side, hold my sign, make a quick $10 whatever, like be there for like sometimes it'd be 10 minutes, sometimes it'd be an hour, sometimes it'd be 6 hours. Make my money, go get my Jack in the Box chicken sandwich, and then go pick up and get well, you know, or whatever. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box, shout out, they're really cool. I haven't been there for a minute, but they have Wi-Fi, right? So I'd sit there on my Wi-Fi on YouTube, dude. I've been watching YouTube for years, years. But yeah, I just hang out, buy a couple food items to eat, and hang out for a couple hours during the day. In the summer, it's too hot. In the winter, it's too cold. And they wouldn't mind because, like we just said, I keep to myself. I pick up after myself. When there is like trash in parking lots at gas station, the grocery store, food, I'll pick it up and throw it away because I'm cleaning up. So they like me doing that.
What's your winter temperatures like there?
Uh, it's not freezing winter until like January, February when it's like
But what's the
freezing.
coldest? Cold. It actually gets to 0 degrees Celsius there.
No. 30 degrees, 35.
Fahrenheit
Yeah, Fahrenheit.
is the coldest it gets. So
Yeah.
here, here right now, we are like -8 degrees Celsius,
Fuck
and
that.
sometimes, man, we'll get up to -40, -44 if it's really windy Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Damn.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. So it's
Yeah.
hard to be honest here, man. And you will see people literally because if in Toronto's the fourth biggest city in North America. It's got the GTA's got like 7 or 8 million people. It's got a ton of people. And if you go downtown, it's a big, huge downtown core. And -40, some of those homeless people, they refuse to go in. Even if people come and say, hey, we have a shelter for you, we have this, they won't go because of mental health and addiction. A lot of the time they refuse. They don't want to feel like the system's helping them. They're against the system. And they'll literally lie over top of the subway tunnels because they shoot out some hot air and warm air.
Yep. Yep.
And it just seems like a really difficult existence, man. And there's videos of people peeing on them and kicking them and beating them up, and
Why?
it's crazy
Why? Why? That's
because
so fucked up.
people are fucked up. That's why people are
Yeah.
mean, bro.
Yeah,
You
that's so
see it just
fucked up.
you see it in every aspect of this new generation. People are mean. It's about proving the other person wrong and then shouting them down, canceling them, proving that they're a loser, proving that you're better than them. That is what most people in this generation are on. You know, it's about telling the other person they're wrong and that your ideals are right and that you're better than them. And I can't stand that. That's why, I do my channel a lot of the time. I just want to inspire and motivate people that are shunned by society every day, even though they're trying their best. And, a lot of these addictions are created by society,
Yep.
and they don't take their responsibility in it. And people are forgotten. The real pandemic to me is heroin addiction and opioid addiction. And that's forgotten. There's been hundreds of thousands of people in the last few years in North America killed from opioid addiction and overdose, and they don't care about that. So to me, it's crazy. But I have one more question before we get out of here, because I don't want to keep you too long this time. But this is a big question, and I want you to kind of just tell me and go through your plan. So my question is, since you've been through what you've been through, your trial, you're tested. You know that you have the ability to persevere and be strong. So what are your goals? What are your goals? What do you see yourself doing 10 years from now?
Hopefully I'm dead. No, I'm just kidding. 10 years? That's a long time. Hopefully I'm married and have a kid, bro. Or hopefully have a family and a house, and that's it. And hopefully I'm still skateboarding, because I won't even be 40 in 10 years.
Yeah, now if you have if skateboarding is a career that you can't attain enough money to live off of,
yeah, definitely not.
What would something else be that you would want to do?
I don't know. I got to get that GED, and then I have to figure out what kind of trade I want to do. I've only worked fast food. I got a couple years of landscaping experience, a couple, like moving furniture and stuff like that, moving experience. But
here I could get you a job.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely don't want to be in fast food the rest of my life, and I know I'm not going to make a career out of skateboarding or YouTube. So I don't know. I just
that for sure. You can't say YouTube. You might be able to say because of your age, but YouTube. I never thought I'd be able to do it, and every month my channel grows faster and faster. My views go up and up, and it's just by being yourself. You just have to find your niche. You just have to find something that you enjoy, that people enjoy watching you do, right? Because at the end of the day, you might love skateboarding and stuff, and you might love this and that, but not be able to capture people in an audience because it's niche. But that doesn't mean you can't find something that you enjoy and you're good at and you like talking about. You could even talk about skateboarding, like even stuff like that. Yeah. There's ways to do it, but I do think that your story is grand enough.
Yeah.
That you can do something with it,
Right on, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't mention, bro. My grandfather called the police for me trying to wake up Kayla and pull her up off the couch. I ended up getting a domestic violence charge for that, or domestic assault. I did. That was on July 5th, the day after her birthday, 2017. And then she passed away. It went in the warrant because I didn't do any of the domestic classes. I ended up doing 60 days in jail for the domestic on a person who was deceased.
Wow.
How crazy is that, bro? And then
well, why did you call the cops on you though?
Because they were bitching at us to leave, and I'm like, come on, get up, we gotta get up. And she wasn't getting up, and they said like I hit her or some shit. I never hit her.
But she was dead.
No.
Oh, okay, she died after. Okay, I get it.
That happened on July 5th, 2017. And then she passed away August 28th.
Okay, I get it. That's crazy.
I had a warrant, and then I got arrested in September. Who's in jail on a deceased person for a domestic charge? This guy. Wow. Every time I've been in jail, it's my own dumbass fault, bullshit, whatever. But yeah, brother, I appreciate you so much, dude. Thank you for bringing me on your channel. There's still more stuff to say, but I'm blessed every day, and I'm thankful every day.
Yeah, and listen, man, like sometime down the road, I'll bring you on again. You talk, you build, you grow a little bit. You come back on. I'll get you on for an update, 100%. And like I said, I'm super busy, but you can holler at me whenever, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button so you get all these videos when they're new. You can share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word. That would be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of all of my videos. DBC Ash, your story is inspiring, man. I appreciate you coming on and sharing everything and being vulnerable with me and my channel. Anytime I can help you, I'd like to do that. You know, it's too bad that you're not in Canada. I can't help you get a job up here.
Hey, I'm gonna get a passport and come visit you someday, bro.
Yeah, that's no problem, man. Come to
Before
Toronto,
that-
brother.
Before that 10-year mark, I'll come see you. I'll get a passport and come see you.
All right, my brother. I look forward to that. And if you want to just shout out anybody, you want to shout out your channel again, any of that before we get out of here.
Yes, please. YouTube, I'm DBC Ash, DBC Ash. Daily blessings coming. And on Instagram, I think it's like, what does it say? DBC Daily blessings coming, or either my name Ash. Yeah. So
Yeah, but you can pin, if you can get the link, you can pin it in a comment. You can put it in a comment, and then I'll pin it again.
I'll try to figure it out. So yeah, thank you so much, the new Matt Clark.
No problem, bro. Just stay on the line. All right, hold on.
Yes, sir.